On this episode of the Carolina Sports Guy, we already looked ahead and made a prediction on the Panthers and the Jets in week 1, folks. Going to concentrate on now the 3 heroes for the Panthers in this game and the 3 zeros. Yes, I'm making a prediction on the good and the bad. Before we get into today's video, make sure you subscribe, folks. It doesn't cost anything. Pound that like button, hit that bell notification, be notified of future videos on the Panthers, Charlotte Hornets, Carolina Hurricanes, and major college sports in both North and South Carolina. And folks, leave me comments. I sure do love the dialogue. And a little extra special something, started a new channel. Carolina Sports Guy is going to have a second channel. It's called That Carolina Guy. And it's basically talking about my love for music, certain bands I like, albums, comparing albums, my top 10 in movies, top 10 in looking at TV shows of all time, kind of my little quirks about things that I like to eat, going out to eat, just all things in general. So make sure you get a moment, leave this channel, head on over to That Carolina Guy, brand new, starting out, and we'll go from there, folks. Okay, all right, the thing I wanted to talk about, I kind of made a short video, and I was looking at it and said, you know, I should have did a little bit longer, kind of making my prediction between the Panthers and the Jets. A 21-13 win. I think the Panthers will win. And I kind of concentrated on the quarterbacks a little bit and how we'd scored. And, you know, I just didn't really go into detail for the Jets on the defensive side of the ball. And I really didn't even call any Panther players out on defense. So I said, well, it was just kind of an intro video. We're about 4 or 5 days out from the game. So let me go ahead and hit everybody up and pick 3 zeros, 3 heroes. Now, remember, this is just a prediction. I sure would love to pick a guy as one of these zeros and him coming out to be an all-star of the game. There's nothing I love more than when you give it to a guy thinking, you know, he's on your shit list or not doing well, that you want to see the guy do well and perform, because he might eat crow, but then you're like, wow, it's my team I'm looking at. So that's great. The 3 heroes, the double-edged sword there, folks, is sometimes we hit it on the head. It's easy to pick a McCaffrey as one of your 3 heroes, and he scores 2 or 3 touchdowns or does well. But then again, you could have a game where you pick someone like that, and they could really, you know, fumble the ball at the goal line on the last play of the game, or end up just costing you a game because they don't pick up a first down. Could be any kind of thing like that. So my predictions doesn't mean they'll come through, but I'm going to pick 3 heroes, and I'm going to pick 3 zeros. All right. Prediction number 1, I'm going to go ahead and look at the heroes first. Hero number 3, I'm picking none other than Donte Jackson on defense. I think Zach Wilson's going to be so focused on our number 1 pick, J.C. Horn. And I know he's probably going to, like I said, scorches for a couple of big plays, probably have a touchdown pass, but I do think he's going to be picked off at least 2 times. And I think Donte Jackson is going to get one of these 2 picks, if not both. I just think if you look at his play, he's in the contract year. This is a guy that wants to get paid. He's starting to step up as a team leader on defense. And it really kind of reminds me, if you go back and look at Josh Norman his first few years here, he was in Rivera's doghouse, couldn't seem to get out and start, got burnt at Buffalo at E.J. Manuel in a game that we should have won. But by the time Josh Norman, his last year here, man, a couple of those wins, that 15-1 season, he was the main reason, man. Interception, 4 touchdown against Jacksonville, an interception against the Saints in the end zone. Just had some really big games for us. And I'm just predicting that for Donte Jackson. I think he's going to be hero number 3. All right, zero number 3. It's going to be again on defense, and I think it's going to be Shag Thompson. Now, I don't necessarily think Shag Thompson's going to play shitty. I don't think he's going to sit here and like get burned all day long. But one thing I know about him, when he played with Luke or TD, he seemed to excel and do better because so much wasn't expected of him. When he was a man last year and he had tired Whitehead beside him, he didn't seem to do as well. And I just think he's going to get burned a couple of times in coverage. And I just noticed he's always late to the ball. Somebody else makes a tackle, he's late in getting there to wrap up. And, you know, that's what I'm going to put in here. I just think he's going to be 0 number 3. Not that he's really going to just do terrible. He's just going to seem to be late to the ball, and you're not going to see him do any big key plays. Hero number 2. I'm going to say it's Robby Anderson. And I'm going to one reason why I think he's coming into this contract he just got. I think he's doing well. He's got a history with Sam Darnold, wants to do well. They got some chemistry together. Not many people realize it. The year we beat the Jets is probably about 5 or 6 years ago. Robby Anderson burned us for a touchdown or 2. And I can't remember if Sam Darnold was the quarterback who threw in those games, but Anderson was a beast. So with his new contract, he's going up against his old team. He really loves it in Charlotte. I think he's going to eat and eat big. So Robby Anderson, I think, is going to score at least 1 touchdown in this game. And that's not to say he's going to be better than DJ Moore. I just think the Moore's going to get the yardage and the yak. I think Robby Anderson this game is going to be the one to score a touchdown. All right, hero number 2. Don't shoot the messenger, folks. I think it's going to be our new kicker, Santoso. I just got this gut feeling about him. He bounced one in preseason off the bar. And I want to call the guy Nacho Libre. I don't know why. But something just has this feeling that he's going to botch one of these kicks this weekend. Now, hopefully it's not going to cost us the game or come down to the end we need him and he blows it, or he's definitely out of here week 1. I just think that, okay, he might not lose his job, although we put Ellerby on our practice squad, or Eberly or whatever his name is on the practice squad as a kicker. So I don't know if our faith is there. We might even pick up another kicker. You never know. I hope he does well. I hope maybe I would just score touchdown after touchdown, and he's just nailing the extra points and can do his kickoffs well. But I just somehow something tells me Santoso is going to burn at least 1 kick. So he's hero number 2. Now, we're getting down to hero number 1. The one guy I see in this game who's going to elevate his status and really play for an NFL defensive MVP. Not that he'll get it, but I think you'll hear rumors around, being that we're not in a major market, Brian Burns. I expect Brian Burns to get 2 sacks in this game. And if he only comes away with 1, if you remember on video, I said that the Panthers would have 3 sacks at least in this game. So I'm thinking Burns is going to get 2. I'm going to be disappointed if he doesn't. But if he at least gets 1 sack and gets 2 or 3 pressures where he's forcing an interception or grounding the ball or just putting the pressure where we're on a 3rd down and the quarterback has to get rid of the ball, that's going to be good enough for me. But I see Brian Burns being hero number 1 in this first game. And hero number 1, folks, I had to pick somebody on the offensive line. You know, John Miller's not playing. I could have threw that shadow on Dennis Daly since he's starting at right guard. I could have put it on to our center, Paradis. But I'm putting it on Pat Elflein. And I don't think it's going to be long before Pat Elflein's going to be riding the bench. And we're going to be moving when John Miller comes back, Dennis Daly, to the left guard. Or we're going to put a guy like Deontay Brown in. Or it might even be Brady Christensen. I think it really could be Trent Scott. But I think Pat Elflein is probably going to be a guy that's going to get Sam Darnold the happy feet. And it's going to cost him at least 1 sack, if not 2. So I'm picking the hero number 1 on this team. The worst player I think we're going to have this weekend is none other than Pat Elflein. Okay, folks, what do you think about the video? Do you agree with my assessment? Who would be your number 1 choice for the hero of the day in this game against the Jets? Who would be your number 1 zero? Leave me some comments. Remember, I love the dialogue. Pound that like button. Make sure you subscribe. It doesn't cost anything, folks. And hit that bell notification. Be notified of future videos like this on the Panthers. And please don't forget my new channel, That Carolina Guy. Just go to it, watch it. It's not going to be as serious about the Panthers, but it will be about other likes and interests that I have. And we'll see you next time on another edition of Carolina Sports.